Hi everyone. Today we can learn something about chatbots, messenger bots. So how the chatbots will work or messenger bots. So in this new technology world, so Microsoft bot framework. Say when we go about Microsoft page, Microsoft bot framework using Microsoft bot framework with Louis one of the Node.js file. So you can use it using your asynchronous call. You can simply make it yeah, chatbots with your own. So here we can see one of the bots, messenger bot is Hybrandy. So how they are when you see here in GitHub is a open source, and you can go with the GitHub with Hybrandy, and you can see here you can see clone and download. One option is there. So simply you can click on it, download GIF. So what you will see is it will download, and you can see here files are inside the these are the files for documents, storage, brandy files, and extracta. You can see this is the messenger bot or bot files. So here you can see this is the JSON call. This is the asynchronous JSON call uh, they are using for the package creation. See when you see here, you need to download your WebEx matrix before you start with the JSON files and looking on it. So once the JSON call has completed, you JavaScript simply they are calling their profiles. See here, usually this Hybrandy is used for the Facebook Messenger, and you can create easily a brand name for your company or your personal or however it is. So here you can see inside the JavaScript there is a responsive call is calling. Once this responsive is calling, the additional step of the API has been calling here. You can see here how the file is looking on it. See now you are sending the request. Now I am explaining how the request and response are moving through JSON files, and how what are all the ways if you want to create a chatbot, how the JSON will be there, and what are all the naming conventions, how the JavaScript files will call the responsive JSON. So responsive is all about, so when you send the message to the server, it will immediately get the response yes or no. So suddenly it will get the response, it will send you the immediate reply, and there is not much loading. So here you can see once the request has been passed through JSON, it is the mode of HTTP. So when you see here the chatbot in here you can see yeah, yeah. messenger. So it's running through HTTP. So server you have to pass here. How you are expressing your body parser and compression, pitch and conf. These are the nodes you have to mention on it. Once it is the node has been mentioned, how you are using that app, that compression or case sensitive or body parser, these types of things you have to, how the parser has to be updated here. What is the server, HTTP server or TCP server, what is the server you are using to get the function, how you are sending your ID, you are getting the reply. So these things are happen inside the JavaScript before calling to your asynchronous call in the JSON. So once it is completed, your configuration file, this is the configuration JavaScript, how you are exporting your model. See here you in the configuration model of JavaScript, you can easily see how they are exporting their chatbots into the Facebook. So here you can see grab.facebook.com that messages. They are verifying with the verification token and profile token. So these are the token for authentication purpose. Sometimes the token you will get online with the authentication tokens. The verification token code will pass through the port. This is the main config. When you talk about node modules, that module gas contains lot of packages of WebEx matrix with the see every module has separate see here you can see here send, that is different module, reply, that is different module, and see these are the node modules. You don't need to write on it, you have to simply and copy paste from GitHub. When you go GitHub, you can fetch node models, you can copy and paste on it. The node models you have to call only here is the JSON files and JavaScript. These are the two parts you have to call. Otherwise, no need to write the code in that. So simply calling that parts into your asynchronous call in the web service. You have to use the Louis or else other services to call the files. Now you can move here. So it's used for personal branding. So in GitHub you can see all the files, docs, messenger bot, what are the code files it available, and store files and git store and license, how the license will be available. When you talk about license, it's simply the MIT license, that is learning uh, for technology license. So that MIT license you can use it for commercial use, which means you can directly call their chatbot nodes and chatbot modules in your uh, application, and you can run the asynchronous call. So if I have time, I will call and I will implement one of the chatbot with asynchronous call in next video or after some days. So here the license is not issue, you can easily make it in your bots. Simply what you have to learn is here the only the learning curve is you have to learn some JSON, how the asynchronous call will call, and JavaScript of the how the parser and other files will be called here. So the JavaScript is main thing here. So you have to be careful how it is calling and how the response and the responsive will call, and what are the elements you are passing. These elements has to be used in the package as well. So they are creating package in JSON matrix package. This package has to be called directly. So this is the simple chatbot of Messenger. So in this way, in Google you can, in GitHub you can check more than 25 or 40, 30 chatbots are available. You can see here, BotKit is one of the chatbot, and TensorFlow is a charter bot that is additional one of the bot which is used for machine learning. That is the deep learning algorithms are containing. So in that case, you have to learn some of the basic concepts of TensorFlow and cloud operations. See, using Python, they are creating on Python Telegram bot and tensor layer. If you are very passionate about TensorFlow, then you can easily create and you can easily make it a chatbots very quickly. And Botman, this is one of the GitHub open source repository. So you can the Botman is specially created with PHP. Right? The painting kind of the PHP library. See, this is the Rasan LU is one of the chatbot, and you can easily call in your JSON with the structured format. Mode Telegram bot API is another one. So it's all about the Node.js. If you know the API, if you know how the API calls, application programming interface calls, made through asynchronous with the Node.js functions. So you have to know some basic functionality about Node.js, how is Node.js functionality will work, responsive calls, how it work, how the request and response will take about the HTTP and TCP functionalities. So you have to take care of that. You can use this Node Telegram bot API. So these are the chatbots will be available in GitHub. You can freely use and freely you can create your start your first start chatbot. That is not a big issue. That is very simple and very uh, straightforward. The main thing is you have to, if you want to use any TensorFlow related chatbots, you must know about some deep plannings, how the path will create, how the what are all the cognitive functions are calling inside. The other things are only the Node.js and responsive JS you can use in when you uh, talk about JSON or JS files. Responsive.js is the main thing you have to learn about it using Chartbot. And second thing is Node.js. These are the things. If you know the Node.js and responsive.js, you can easily create the chatbots and messenger bots as well. Thanks, guys. We'll see more details in our next video. Thank you.